I think Crazy House. I mean, in short, it's a '90s sitcom totally going wrong.
I played the daughter, Sarah, who starts off in a perfectly, yeah, amazing sitcom world where everything is beautiful and virgin, and then the shit hits the fan.
I play the mom, and I'm kind of the man of the house and getting very, very unhinged by that because things are just, I need a man in the house to help, just to take some of the pressure off of her because she's the working mom and she's just got a lot on her plate and he's failing. Her husband is failing on every level. And so she's losing it and then the shit hits the fan and things go nuts. Well, Nick Frost is wonderful, and he is playing because his part is so funny because he's this sitcom, he's this Jesus loving Christian. He's trying so hard to be a good Christian, and this is what he's really struggling with through the whole movie because he wants to do the right thing, but he's just he has to break free, and he really does man up in the movie and finds his strength and finds his wouldn't you say? He finds himself
His own
and
path.
he finds his own path. And
He needs
we
to.
have to go through a lot to get there. At one point, my character is on so many pills that, and I find that the man who is holding us captive at gunpoint is very sexy and maybe want to have an affair with him and also would like him to take me home with him to his motherland. And then 5 seconds later, I changed my mind. But she's on pills. She's not doing well. She's just
I think none of us in the movie are doing
no
well.
one's doing well. You're definitely
We
not
start
doing well.
off doing well.
So there's this Russian guy who's in the house, and he's kind of starts to like me, and but I really want to be friends. But we do make out once, which is great.
Barely.
It's a generational hookup.
That wouldn't be okay. We wouldn't.
That
if
would
that
you
would be
draw
if
the
it would be
line
the-
there.
Yeah, if that would be the
Yeah,
same.
went
The
after
same if
the
it-
young one.
yeah. Then it's.
He's lovely.
But I think that was the beginning, the concept of why we started to write this film, Flip and Me. The idea of to have this really safe world where nothing really happens. I mean, it's always these small problems, of course, in these sitcoms. And we just thought about what would happen if we would just totally fuck that up, that whole setting. So that was a starting point, and then it escalated quickly while writing the script. A lot, but because the thing is, I'm from Holland, and we had lots of reruns of the American sitcoms when I grew up. So I watched everything: Full House, Who's the Boss, Married to Children. It all was on television, and also the reruns from the reruns from the reruns. So I don't know. It planted a little seed. I mean, I think from then on, there was already a beginning of like, oh wow, how interesting would it be if this went totally south somewhere? Yeah, he was not expecting that as a character. Yeah, there's a lot happening. There's aliens, and there's some crystal meth. Um, there is plenty of stuff in the film that you wouldn't expect to be in a sitcom. Although Elf, of course, as a sitcom had an alien, we got some inspiration out of that. Of course, we actually our kitchen was inspired on Elf. So we have the kitchen with the shutters that open. That's sort of the Elf concept, and the whole set is inspired on Married to Children, the floor plan. So it's in our own style, but the door's in the same place. It's exactly the same door, and the stairs, and because it just needed to be this stereotypical sitcom that you just in 1 second that you're in there. Um, Also, the way we shot it, we actually shot it as a sitcom at the beginning of the film, so it starts out really like a multi-camera sitcom, and we did all the scenes in one take. I mean, we did a couple of takes, but it was just playing the whole scene out was so much fun. But you really
Really fast.
yeah, it was fast as well. I mean, it needed to be because we had other scenes that were single camera. But the cool thing is that you just got the real deal by doing it. So we went sort of method on on shooting sitcom.
Well, the only thing that comes to mind for me right now about the sitcom part was that we just did ADR for the film, and when I saw the beginning, I hadn't seen hadn't seen the film, and so we were just doing the voiceover, you just changing things, and I saw that out of context, and I thought I was the worst actress in the world. So I said, I just have to stop you before we continue. I don't understand if I'm really, really bad or if that's going to make sense when I see the movie. And then he let me watch like 10 minutes of it. And I went, okay, we're good. I'm doing well. But it was really jarring because it's such a different world where, we really are ridiculous in this sitcom part, and we're ridiculous through the whole thing, but in different ways. And it does get we're playing it real, but in the beginning it's not. It's heightened, and then the heightened it changes into a dark thing, and we just played it real through the whole thing. So yeah.
I also remember, sorry, but it was a funny moment when we shot the first sitcom thing or whatever. Then we had to come in as a family in the sitcom studio, and then you guys played the first laugh band. Is that what you call it? Laugh track. And that's when the moment when I realized, oh yeah, this is what we're doing now. I'm getting it. It's like
Yeah, you have to look
but
at the
nothing
audience.
has happened
Yeah.
yet. Yeah. That was really helpful.
Yeah, and I was also really happy with the opening tune. We already had the opening tune of Krazy House, which is perfect, and we got some live saxophone in there. There's the full house drums in there. It's great, and it's the opening tune, and we had a rough version of that before we were shooting, so we could play it just to get into the vibe, and especially when we shot shot in sequence because the whole set sort of gets destroyed, so we had to. But there were some small sitcom parts we had to pick up in the end, and then it was just putting on the song, and we were all totally in the sitcom vibe, and everyone was sort of singing it. It was fun.